Hi everybody, I am doing meal prep again, and it is for a glorious occasion. My daughter, my oldest, who is 25, almost 26 next month, has had a baby, her first baby yesterday. So I am a Mimi for the second time. I'm very excited. Her name is Ember Isabella. She was born yesterday at 6 pounds, 14 ounces, 19.5 inches long. Very, very rough road. So I'm actually going to do this meal prep for her and her house. So she has different meals that she can pull, and it'll be just easy to throw right into the crock pot. So I went and I bought a whole big package of chicken thighs, boneless and skinless. I took 3 Ziploc bags, and I wrote on the front of the Ziploc bags, this is going to be Italian flavor, this is going to be Mexican, and this is going to be garlic and onions. And I wrote also on the front how much to bake it for. So you can bake it at 350 for 45 minutes or 6 hours on like medium or low in the slow cooker. I have all of my spices lined up. I'm going to be using for the garlic and onion, fresh onions from our garden, which is exciting. So basically, they're all going to have a little bit of the olive oil on the bottom, and that is so when they are being cooked, they're not going to be dry, and also because it just helps to marinate. And so these are some pretty good pieces. There's only her and her boyfriend. Obviously, the baby is not old enough to be eating yet. So I'm gonna start with the first one. It's the Italian flavor. And I'm gonna go ahead and just put in maybe, I'd say maybe it's a cup or so of olive oil. To that, I'm going to add some Italian seasoning. I'm gonna eyeball everything because, I mean, who doesn't like extra garlic and Italian seasoning? To that, I would say that was probably about a tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons. That's about a tablespoon of garlic. I'm also going to throw in some Parmesan cheese. And then also, to give it a little bit more liquid to marinate and cook in, I'm going to put some tomato sauce. And I feel like she could put this in her crock pot and then take it out and put it on top of pasta. So that's the first one. And then to that, I'm just going to add the chicken. So I figured 4 of these should be enough to have a little bit of leftovers the next day for both of them. Maybe her boyfriend wants to take some to work for his lunch. But I'm going to put 4 in each bag, and I'm just going to squeeze out the excess air. And then I'm just gonna seal it. These are freezer bags. You definitely wanna make sure that you are buying freezer bags, because that's what I intend to do, is freeze these. And basically, that is it. It is that easy. And if you guys have been around for a while, you know that meal prep for a mom of 6 and 4 still at home needs to be easy peasy. So that's what it looks like. Visually, it doesn't look so great, but it's gonna be delicious. So I just take out the air and I'm gonna flatten it. She doesn't have a lot of room in her freezer, so I'm laying them flat. I'm gonna freeze them here and then bring them there, so that way she can fit them in. This is the Mexican chicken. I have suggested to her to put in the crock pot for 6 hours. I feel like this is just really easy for her to be able to do. So again, I'm gonna start out with the olive oil. To this, I'm gonna add a little bit of the Trader Joe's chili lime seasoning. Maybe that's probably about a tablespoon. I'm also going to bring out the flavor of the chicken, and this is a new one. This has salt, chili pepper, cheese, chipotle, and cumin, and that is everything but the elote, and that is also from Trader Joe's. And I'm going to put in probably about, I say that's probably a tablespoon. It comes out very slow. So I'll guess that was a tablespoon. And then this is also I'm going to add a little bit more garlic because we love garlic. And this is one of my secret weapons, is paste picante sauce. This is mild, And I'm basically going to pour this in here, and she is going to have the chicken marinating in this. It has all the good peppers and onions, and that is going to be it for the Mexican. And she's going to have this shredded when it's done, and she'll have it on tacos. She can have it with Mexican rice on the side, and that's what she's gonna do with the Mexican one. So I'm gonna go ahead and let the air out. And guys, like, how much more easy can we get, right? These are just great. Marinating chicken and pork like this is just phenomenal. And I like laying them flat, not just for the sole purpose of having the room in the freezer, but also because you get to know that they're all being marinated together. So rather than if, you know, the marinade is lower than the chicken, you won't get the pieces marinated as much as you would if you put them close together. So I'm gonna start chopping the onions, if I can find my knife I like to use. Well, that's kind of an overkill. Let me see. I don't want it to be, I can tell my husband is in this drawer. The drawer is all over the place. But basically, I'm going to take these onions and I'm gonna leave them pretty whole. I'm not going to cut them down too much. I'm definitely not going to have them diced. I'm gonna leave them sort of whole because as they're cooking, they're gonna cook down anyway, and my daughter happens to like onions. So this is just gonna be a dish, garlic and onion. I'm not gonna give her a lot of the garlic because her boyfriend is not a huge veggie eater, and I don't want him to, you know, not want to eat it if he sees like these big pieces of garlic, as opposed to the onion, which will probably just dissipate as it's in the crock pot for about 6 hours. But this could be great with, you know, mashed potatoes on the side. They could have, you know, obviously they're not keto. Sorry, my battery's going. Obviously they're not keto, they're not low carb. So they can have this, you know, mashed potatoes, even fried potatoes. They could have it with rice, however they want to have it. But garlic and onion, for some reason, that's my favorite combo when it comes to flavoring and meat. So I'm going to throw the onions in here. I'm going to add, of course, the olive oil, not too much. Then, of course, we need our garlic. And don't mind me as my eyes are burning from the cutting of those onions. Very potent, very fresh from our garden. I'm putting a good healthy, maybe that's about 2.5 tablespoons of garlic in here. And to this, I'm also going to add a little bit of the adobo, which is my favorite seasoning. I love adobo. I'm gonna add some paprika because that also gives it that good smoky taste. I'm gonna add a little bit of everything but the bagel seasoning because sesame seeds just taste really, really good as chicken is marinating and as the chicken is cooking too. And it doesn't have to be chicken, it could be pork. I put extra chicken in the Mexican one and in this one because I think that is going to be more of a hit with her than the first one, the Italian. Although she may surprise me and, you know, tell me how great it was. But basically, this is it, guys. I am going to, it's going to need a little bit more of the olive oil, which is fine. We buy this by the boatload. Let's see, let me get this shut. And basically that is it. I'm just gonna, you know, mash it all up, make sure that everything is completely done and completely marinating over here. The onions are great. I know she's gonna love this. This is gonna be easy peasy for her. I'm also going to make her some side dishes that are gonna be easier for her to make along with these. So I'm not just gonna give her chicken and then leave her to fend for herself. I will definitely be giving her some rice and some pasta and mashed potatoes and corn on the cob and green beans. So I'm doing that. I'm gonna be back because I'm actually gonna be making her meal to eat fully cooked Monday night. So I'm going to be prepping her meatloaf. She's having meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and corn on the cob. I started a meal train. If you guys are not familiar with that, after somebody has surgery or a baby or something, or they're on hard times, you can go online and start a meal train. So a few people signed up to bring her meals every day, which is gonna be great. So I have the chicken. I'm gonna be making her homemade meatballs, and I'm gonna make her the meatloaf, and I'll be back to show you guys how I do that. Hey guys, it's Dory. I am back. I just had filmed a meal prep video, part one day, and I was supposed to do another one today as I was gonna make meatloaf and meatballs for my daughter since she just had a baby. But I want to let you guys know that I won't be able to film that today because the baby was born with a severe tongue tie and a lip tie, and she's having a really hard time nursing and all of that. And just so much going on over here, which I'll update you on my next update video, that I just cannot even pull it together today. I feel overwhelmed, kind of in a funk, kind of in a depression. So I hope that this doesn't party pooper you all out. So please enjoy what I just posted before this little spiel here with the chicken and the bags. That is a big hit. And next time I do my meal prep, I will make sure I include some really good stuff. But please, thank you for understanding, and I hope you enjoyed putting together the chicken bags.